Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Saturday, May the 28th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here to review the MLB slate for this Saturday. We're going to review 13 MLB games here, the games that start at 4:07 and go on throughout the evening. So we will be covering here at Coach Talk all of those games, the 4:07 slate and then the 7:05 slate as well, which covers 13 games. Hopefully we have good weather across the board. The only place that's looking like a little bit of an issue right now is Boston. But other than that, I think we're going to get all of these games in. That's what it looks like at this point. But we will keep you informed on that also. Crash is traveling today, so I'm going solo. So hopefully you're having safe travels out there. I do have his prize picks plays for you here at the end of the podcast that he sent in this morning. So we will share those with you as well. I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. If you go to prizepicks.com, sign up with the promo code CoachTalk, all one word. They will match you dollar for dollar all the way up to $100 on that first deposit. All right, good stuff today. Like I say, it's a full schedule. We have 13 games for the two slates, the 4:07 and 7:05 slates on FanDuel, Draftkings, and Yahoo. So it's at least those are all on the same time. So we'll be providing, as we always do here at Coach Talk, full lineups for FanDuel and Yahoo, and then a core group for your cash hybrid and GPP plays on DraftKings. All right, let's start out with our pay-up pitchers. My first pay-up pitcher, he'll be somewhat chalky, but I love him today, and that's our man Joe Musgrove. Joe's 5-0 with the 1.90, looking good. Gets to pitch this game at home against the Woeful Pirates. And, he's expensive. I'll warn you there. But I think not Verlander didn't come through for us for paying up yesterday. But I think this late game with Joe Musgrove is a great ace to have up your sleeve here to finish the day. He is 9,900 on DraftKings, 10.8 on FanDuel. That stings a little. And 53 on Yahoo. But he's going against that Pirates team. They're in the top half in strikeouts at 13th. And just, you look up and down that Pirates lineup and it doesn't really scare you. And Musgrove's pitching great. So I really think he's an outstanding anchor for your lineups. The other pay-up pitcher that I'll mention, because I think it's just an ideal matchup for him. And you look at, the hot batters and cold batters against a particular pitcher. And this team has a ton of cold batters against Mr. Tony Gonsolin. Gonsolin is 4-0 with a 162. So again, this is no hot take, but you got to roster the pitchers that you feel most comfortable with that are going to get it done. And he's an ideal matchup against Arizona. Arizona right now is second in strikeouts. So he's going to get some of them. He's been going deeper into games, getting that at least 6 innings in. He is expensive, not as expensive as Musgrove, 9,100 on DraftKings, 9,800 on FanDuel, and actually a really good deal on Yahoo at only 41. So Gonsolin is right there. He's the 1A to Joe Musgrove's 1. I will have either both or definitely one of them in all of my lineups today. Those are the two pitchers that I'm really focusing on. My value pitcher today, it's a little bit of contrarian, it's a little bit of a reach, but he makes sense. And it's on that 4:07 slate. And it's Taylor Hearn from Texas, the lefty going up against Oakland. Oakland does not hit very well very often. Hearn's been tougher. He's had some really good outings. His strikeouts are up, and he's cheap. 7,400 on DraftKings, 67 on FanDuel, and only 34 on Yahoo. So I think, against Oakland, who strikes out the fifth most, big ballpark, giant foul territory, I think he can get enough numbers for you as an SP2 that it really is a sharp play. And they're trying to extend his innings a little bit too. But it's scary. He's got a 5.77 ERA. He's gotten really lit up a few times. So he's no guarantee. Certainly not in the same ballpark, with Musgrove and Gonsolin. But if you want to go with more bats, and there's some important stacks to go after today, then, if you want a cheap SP2, I think Hearn's a good way to go on that 407 slate. All right, let's dive into our fade pitcher. And I feel really good about this. And again, you may say, Coach, this isn't any, shocking news, but I'm going to go a little deeper on this one. It is Corey Kluber from Tampa that I want to fade. I rostered him the last time he pitched, and I watched the entire outing, and I've seen him pitch. I thought, I know he's not got the same arm. I know he's lost velocity, with the surgery that he had, but it's Corey Kluber. And, I figured he's going to figure this out and be able to get it done. But he just looked like a batting practice pitcher to me. I mean, the ball wasn't moving. It didn't have any snap on it. And I just think, I immediately said to myself, if he's against this tough squad here, these next couple of outings, I'm going to stack against him, because I think he's about ready to just get blown up. I mean, he's only 1-2 with a 4.42 ERA. So it's not like he's tearing up the league anyway, but he draws the Yankees today. So yikes. So there you've got 2-1 here. You've got my favorite stack and my favorite fade pitcher. I really think, even though the Yankees are missing a couple of key guys, again, the way Kluber looked in the last couple of outings, specifically the last outing, don't be surprised if he gets blown up the next couple of times and then lands on the IR to try to rehab it a little bit more, because he just he wasn't even a shadow of what he's done in the past. And if you look at the probable lineup of who they can stack up against him here, even, with some of the key guys out, specifically Stanton, LeMahieu, Judge, Rizzo, Torres, Gallo, Kiner, Falefa, Hicks, Gonzalez, Trevino. It gets a little thinner at the bottom, but I'm going to spend the money and, go up a little bit. Gallo maybe sort of coming out of it a little bit, but it does hurt. You got to hold your nose a little bit still with him, with his numbers. But, Torres hit an absolute monster last night. Rizzo just missed a homer. I think he's due for a big game. I don't even have to say anything about Judge. LeMahieu just had a grand slam a couple games ago. So it's a nasty lineup. I know Yankees and Dodgers are basically the top two stacks almost on every slate. Boston will be chalky today too. They've been hitting and coming through for people. But I love this matchup for the Yankees. I'll have at least 3, maybe 4 in the majority of my lineups against Kluber. All right, my BVP play for the day is Mr. Kyle Schwarber. He's got some, what you would call, amazing numbers against Mr. Taijuan Walker. And I am not a Taijuan Walker guy. I've been going against him. He's been okay, but he's due to get smoked as well. But small sample size, I know, but I don't care. I love small sample sizes. They're better than nothing. Schwarber's faced him 15 times. He's only got 6 hits off of him, all for extra bases, 5 of them dingers, 7 RBIs. He's even walked twice. So he's batting a cool 400. His OBP's 471. How about this slugging percentage? 1.467. And an OPS, 1.937. Are you kidding me? So Kyle Schwarber will be my definitely at least one off for Philly. I'd like to get a couple Phillies in there, but he is definitely my BVP play. I'd make him my HR pick as well, but we always try to choose somebody different for each one. But I really like Kyle Schwarber today. Stacks wise, I went in depth about it already. The New York Yankees, I think you got to have exposure to them today. Again, there's multiple slates too, so you're going to have some different slates you can play. The Yankees are on that 407 slate. So for that slate, for sure, the Yankees are my top go-to. For the evening slate, you've got a couple of options. If you want to stay chalky, you've got the Dodgers against Merrill Kelly. Lot of home run potential there. Kelly's not been sharp, but he's been okay. He's 3-2 with a 349. A lot of guys hit him, though. In the hot batter versus pitcher, you've got, Betts, 333 against him. Muncy, 429. Freddie Freeman, 500. Cody Bellinger, 294. Trey Turner, 455. And Will Smith, 500. So, you know what? I'm not one to just be contrarian to be contrarian. And I totally believe in leverage. Shout out to Mike S. That's our good luck charm. But you got to look at leverage, but you also have to not be so far behind that you have to chase, 50 points from DFS points from a team that just crushes the ball. So I know I like pitchers that are decent today in Musgrove and Gonsolin, but we're going to have to use the Hearns and some of these value pitchers if we want to get to the two stacks that I think are unavoidable today. And that's the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers. If we're looking for some a little bit lower owned stacks than the two chalk ones, you've got the potential for Joe Musgrove. Yeah, Joe Musgrove led San Diego Padres. They're going against J2T Brubaker, who did strike some guys out, but he's 0-4 with a 464. We know San Diego hits the ball, has been hitting the ball well. So they're a team that you can consider. There's a couple of other options that another one on the afternoon slate that has some potential. My question with Milwaukee is, are they going to put the bats together? They have some guys getting hurt. They lost another guy in Woodruff last night. So, they're really going to have to get tougher with the bats. Now they're facing Liberatore, the rookie from St. Louis. Milwaukee has a pretty stout lineup there. Now that's an earlier slate game. But again, if you're watching this, who knows who's playing what, but I think Milwaukee is in a decent spot if you're playing an early slate and looking to go with somebody there. So that really is the main group of teams and players that I'm looking at. From the prize pick standpoint, before we get to that though, real quickly, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a quick thumbs up. That really, really means a lot to us. That helps us move up that algorithm, and that's our goal on YouTube, is to get more views, get up higher so that we're out in front of more people. So we bring you 7 days a week podcasts in front of the paywall. All we ask is that thumbs up, the subscribe button, and hit that little alarm in the upper corner. This way you know when any of our podcasts post, NBA, MLB, PGA, all of those are posting constantly. So you want to know when those are up. Also want to thank our presenting sponsor, Prize Picks. Again, prizepicks.com. Use that promo code Coach Talk, and they will match you dollar for dollar on that first deposit, all the way up to $100. All right. This is Crash's 4 plays. He's got a 4 play for you on Prize Picks. Sandy Alcantara. Everybody says it differently. I think it's Alcantara. And it is over 34.5 projected fantasy score. So that's number 1. Second is Shane Bieber, over 6.5 strikeouts. He's facing Detroit after the rain out yesterday. He will be pitching today. I like him. I liked him better yesterday, though, when the pitching slate was different. I'm going to drift away from him on this one because there's a few others that I like better. He also has Starling Marte, projected fantasy score over 6.5. Very low number for Marte, who's been having a good month thus far. And then, of course, the masterful Trey Turner, projected hits and walks over 1.5. And that is against that Arizona team, and he smashes there. So I love that play of Trey Turner. I like Trey Turner all over the place on Prize Picks today. I think Trey Turner is an excellent projected hitting score. I think just, you can utilize him wherever you can on Prize Picks. All right, I'm going to refresh Prize Picks right now because they add them as they go this morning, and I want to make sure we get the latest. So my first play on Prize Picks, again, not counting all of the Trey Turner that I can find to slug on there, is I'm going to go just Joe Musgrove over 6.5 strikeouts. Again, I love this spot for him. I think he's going to get his fantasy score as well, but I really feel good about the strikeouts. I have him at 8 or 9 strikeouts today, which would smash that number. So let's plug him in. And then as far as hitting, I'm going to go Max Kepler, hitter fantasy score. It's only 5.5, which I thought was extremely low for Kepler. Good matchup for him. Let's definitely dive on that one. And then I have one more hitter. See if his number changed. Okay, part of the Yankees stack, I'm going Anthony Rizzo over 7.5. I think that's very fair. Again, against Kluber. He smacked the ball yesterday hard against a lefty. I think he's going to size up Kluber. Maybe a double dong today. Can you call a double dong on the front side with Rizzo? That would be sort of nuts. Although Kepler was my home run pick. I don't know if I skipped my home run pick or not, but I like them both. Kepler and Rizzo, I think, are both going deep today. So I love both of those guys. All right. That is it, my friends. Pretty short and sweet today. Great baseball lineup throughout the day. Very excited, to have some multiple slates going and picks. We would love to have you join us. Just go to dfscoachtalk.com and you can join us as little as a 3-day pass. If you want to go through Saturday, Sunday, Monday being a holiday, perfect time to jump in and try us out. We've got all of the MLB, PGA, NBA, which is tomorrow. Very excited. We'll have a podcast tomorrow with Deb and I for Game 7. Who saw that coming? Nobody picked Miami to win that game outright last night. But it is going 7. It is Boston at Miami tomorrow night for Game 7. Deb and I will have that podcast for you late morning. And then Crash and I will be back with a baseball podcast earlier for the day on Sunday. All right. Also, if you want to check us out on Twitter, we're at DFS Coach Talk. I am at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. All right, my friends, that is it. I hope this helps you build some winning baseball lineups. We are very fired up for this slate today. Like I said, I think the weather's going to be fine. Keep an eye on Boston. That's the only real question mark. Everything else looks pretty solid. So we are ready to attack it and take some stuff down today. Give us a thumbs up here. Give us a comment. We really, really appreciate that. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a fantastic, safe Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be a fun one, and we plan on smashing it here. We do have some bonus stuff coming up. We have some NASCAR by our own Mike S. will be posting some things there, and we'll be throwing some bonus lineups in as well. So thank you. Have a great day, and we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB DFS and Prize Picks.